Are people watching us from the future?
Probably the past.
No, because we're delayed, so we're saying this, and people in the future are watching us now, but not right now, the second. So we're in the
It's true.
past to them, but they're in the future to us watching our past, while at the same time as now.
Sure. All the
All,
things you said.
all currently time traveling. And then if you watch us in repeat, it's even more time travel. Gosh, that's crazy, Stuart. It was his time travel. It was that easy. Yeah. Who would have thunk it?
Right.
Welcome back, Stuart.
Welcome back. Hi, everybody. As you can't tell, we're talking about time travel stories today. There's been a few in Star Trek.
And you guys have great taste when it comes to ranking things. It's been a you weren't here yesterday, Stuart, but we did characters, and like I think like I'm gonna say number three that came up was Chang, and SABC and C1 with like 45%. I mean, yes, 51% S and A, but C1, and so he was this odd mark on the chart for the entire time with everyone else being whatever. And right at the end, Joseph Brown put in for to re-roll him, and he was again C until the very last minute when suddenly an encore of support came in and made a mess. But we kept getting comments throughout saying, I like the chart, guys. Why the hell is Chang at C next to that guy and that person? I'm like,
Which slide was that so I can go look?
oh God. That's a question and a half. uh, it was interesting though, actually. With really random people, but that had a lot of I didn't agree with some of them. And classic for reals, classic thing he does for reals. He put half the characters from Living Witness in to let people that had one line, one scene, one moment. It's like, yep, why are they a C? Okay, I guess they're a C. I don't know. A B. Oh, okay. One scene, Harry's a B. Yes.
Oh, the Trek viewer says, are time loop episodes like cause and effect included in this ranking? Obviously, yes.
Yeah. So the answer is number 2, slide 2. Yeah, anything with a time travel element. Doesn't have to be its core element. Doesn't have to be our characters time traveling. A time travel element in the story. So there's a lot of breadth there, because maybe one that is, like I say, cause and effect. They're traveling back. Maybe that's the best one. That's up to you guys to judge, right? How do you judge people's rankings then? How's you looking?
I mean, interesting.
Always is.
Yeah.
I put Neelix at a B, C, D, F because I thought I was gonna hate him, and then out B was like 85, and I was like, oh, and then someone had a re-roll and he got whatever he got there, so I was like, wow, this is nice. Bit of Neelix love, it was nice to see.
Derek says, what if a character is reminiscing about the past, not the same thing? Not really,
What
no.
episode would that be?
I don't know.
What are you thinking of with that example? That would be time travel. That would be just recounting,
Yes.
right? So yeah, there's a temporal element there. It's just thinking. But besides,
Yeah.
Stuart's seen the slide. There's loads of variable episodes in the all across the board of random, right? Which is why Into a Darkly, I wasn't sure to include for the middle one, but I thought that define time travels. It does that, so it counts as time travel. Shapes the universe as well, but that's not the point. But I'm gonna start showing you in a minute.
All right. I'll tell you guys to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell icon to all so you don't miss any content from us, whether it be edited content or lives like this. We get to hang out with us and do fun, interesting, cool things. We like to think so. So do all the things you need to do. Make sure you hit the like button and participate. Put in your favorite time travel episodes. Make sure you vote in the poll. Super chat in with your super chat. $5 gets you one selection. But if you do PayPal, trekyards@hotmail.com, you get for $5 the same amount. You get 2 picks. So you can talk about 2 of your favorite things, perhaps. So definitely consider that. And yeah, help us out any way you can, and just be part of the conversation. You always have a good time hanging out with you guys. So Anyway. Um, oh yes, also descriptions of every video. There are links to the Teespring and the TeePublic store. And click those links, check those out. There's Trekyards merchandise there as well as other merchandise. So lots of cool stuff. Yeah. So be sure to participate in any way you can. We appreciate it. Sam is back from sharing. We will get into it and see what we shall see. Sorry, I don't have much else to say because I've already given my spiel.
I'm back.
Are the episodes about time that aren't exactly time travel? There are episodes. Doesn't matter as long as there's a time element. It's pretty easy to delineate what classifies as a time travel episode. So
Yeah, like, you know, even Daniel's just going back into the Enterprise and X1 era is him time traveling. Right? Like that he still time traveled to create a time travel story, etc. You know. But Stuart, there's a plethora of interesting ones up there to pick. So I'll let you throw in one while I start to grab the fan suggestions, because you've got a work cut out for you for oddities.
Well, let me see.
And you guys are gonna vote. So get ready to vote, because yesterday we had like everybody voting for every single poll, which was fantastic. So yeah, what are you gonna put in? I remember this is also, we're ranking it compared to other time travel episodes, right? So in the pantheon of time travel stories, how does this compare? Not just general stories, right? So in this buffer.
Sure, yeah. I'll go with one of my favorites, which should be an S right off the hop. Little Green Men, DS9. I mean, what's better than 1950s Cold War era USA dealing with aliens, Roswell, like
aliens,
and the Ferengi just being the Ferengi doing their thing. It's a really fun episode, and it incorporates the one colonel or the one admiral here. Colonel, is he an admiral or a colonel? I can't remember. Anyway, he is also in Way to Eden. And it's kind of ironic. He's a hippie peace-loving guy in that one. And this one, he's like a 4-star general, kind of a deal. It's the exact opposite end of the spectrum. But no, fun premise, fun episode. I love that. It's a spin on something that's in the public eye. The Roswell crash and the aliens and the cover-ups and all that. It ties in so well with that, and just the little jabs at humanity, like. Why did they smoke? Why did they try to kill themselves with like there's a lot of interesting takes in it. And yeah, I think and it's funny how the Ferengi, it's just funny the way that they kind of look at the situation. And even though they know a lot about humans, they don't know a lot about Earth past, obviously, and things like that. So it's quite an interesting vibe. And then the fact that Odo tagged along as well and was one of the dogs, German Shepherd. Spoilers.
Oh my God, Stuart, how could you?
I know, right?
It's been decades.
Yeah. No, it's a fun one.
What I'd say is fun about this one is that even though it is super, and this is, see if I'm off base, even though the entire thing is about time travel and they fully commit, it feels low-key time travel in that they go to a place, they exist there, they go home. It's a very, in a good way, mundane, right?
No stakes, really.
Yeah, exactly. But that lets them sort of have fun with it, because it's just, yeah, we're back in the past. And now we're gone. And it's the fun had within that. Versus, big space battle or big, it's a low-key one. I think that's it's charming for that. And it's definitely an episode that you have to earn in terms of the show. You couldn't, if this is season 1, the goodwill will be built up yet, that you might appreciate it in 10 years, but you'd be like, guys, come on. be serious. But this many seasons in, it's like have fun. Everyone's established, and you know, yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. Good episode. I wouldn't have thought it was
Fantastic.
my top ones, but it's like the slant of back in the past adventure film. You know, it's got to be like so
Yeah.
clever and specific. Yeah.
I just like how it hitches on to the UFO conspiracy stuff, and it's just great.
All right.
All right. What are you guys saying? With 22 votes, S wins with 50%. Second
Okay.
place is 32. B is 14. Like, there's a good bell curve here for the ratings. So,
People like it. People love it. Very nice. And I'm sure Stuart, of course, said, but 2 for 1 on the PayPal. So if you have 2 ideas, throw them in. And this is for the most part stories. So if it's 2-parter, it's one big story. So it's the narrative of the time travel. So you can put 2-parters or whatnot. Very nice.
should we get to my first super chat or? Okay. Olivia throws in $5. Magic to make the Sainth man go mad from Star Trek Discovery.
Yes, Dave, I've seen nothing from Discovery, nothing from Lower Decks, until a certain point. So bam, you get a Discovery reference straight from the get. So well done.
Yeah, this is the one where Harry Mudd has a little time looper device, essentially, and basically kills Lorca a bunch of times, like 72 times or something like that. And it's fun to watch. This is actually a really fun episode of Discovery. One of my, if I had to pick, this would be up in my upper echelon of Discovery episodes for sure.
Hashtag Stu likes murder.
Sure, yeah. And Stamets, who's kind of got the mycelial thing going on, is a little out of time, so he kind of can see what's going on. Good premise. Love that. Is this the one? Yeah, he has to reset every time he has to go and explain to Tilly. Is it Tilly and Michael? I think so. The situation. So it's one of those that would get super frustrating in real life because you're starting from scratch every day, like 51st dates, you know? So yeah, it's really fantastic, fun. And the guest star, Rainn Wilson, I think that's his name, does a really good job. And you get to see an Endorian spacesuit. I mean, what the hell? Never would expect to see that.
When we took every single reference as oh my god, that's a thing. Our standards were so low, right? So low. Yeah, this is it's one of the highest discovery because it's a proper Star Trek premise with, I remember if I recall correctly at the time, both Burnham and Stamets were more relatable. They weren't, neither worst character traits were in as much in this because Stamets had to be a team player. He had to talk to people nicely, and Burnham also had to work with people. So it was a better version of the show for this one episode. Yeah.
Keep talking.
Plus the Gormaganda's fun. I put this for a reason because it just represents the silliness of the scene. I didn't know him as being, I'd seen kind of context clues, but I hadn't seen this guy as Dwight yet, but he's very different. And yeah, hard to imagine T.S. Mudd be this hard of a murderer, but also if you're time looping and you know that there aren't consequences, then, what does that mean in terms of what you might do? But no, rather strong. Best episode of season 1, pretty much hands down. And takes the dark premise of, oh gosh, what is Lorca has these dark matter bomb things that are horrible and gruesome, and that's great. Oh yes, yeah, definitely one of the best Discovery episodes, and it's odd because it's still in Discovery season 1 style. It's just a Trek story, just a bit darker. Ooh. I was so tempted to take out the S, but I thought we might get some surprise S's. I should have gone my gut and not included S, so we can include it lower than C. Because you guys know the rules. For $3 or $5 if you want, we can re-roll if you truly think something deserves less. But currently, the winner by a substantial, undisputable margin is C. The lowest I gave it, 67%. I guess in fairness, compared to like Endgame or All Good Things, it's nowhere near as good, but that's different scales, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We'll see in contrast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this one deserves much lower than that. This was an enjoyable enough episode of just sci-fi.
Yeah.
So
I'd probably say close to a B because of how much better it is in the show a lot of the time. But
yeah,
we'll see. Okay.
Well, we only have 21 votes too, but we have like 34 people here, so
everyone has to vote, guys. Everyone has to vote. We've got 2 in the PayPal from Derek, who put in loads yesterday, so wonderful. And his first one is, it's about the 2 best Trek episodes. Out of the way, one of the 2 best. Trials and Tribulations, Stuart, which should be up there. A bit of not pandering is not a word, but it's, for the fans, by the fans. Trials and Tribulations. Let's get this poll up.
Yeah. So, Derek, let's get the best 2 of the best Star Trek episodes out of the way, let alone time travel episodes, both from DS9, Trials and Tribulations. Oh, and okay.
I believe he put in one yesterday. He's disappointed by the fans' reaction, or the audience's reaction, but today hopefully he'll kick some butt.
Well, there you go, Trials and Tribulations. This is absolutely the gold standard for paying homage and also yeah, like you said, it was by the fans for the fans. It is fan service, but I hate that word. Like, we both hate that word, but it's using the universe properly and well, and to combine old footage with new footage and the techniques that were used. This whole thing was just made with so much love and attention to detail, and it was wrapped in a good story. Bringing back the actor from the 60s. I forget the guy's name now. But Arn Darvin, bringing him back. I didn't even think it was the same actor necessarily the first time I watched it, but was totally, and that's great. So we get to see TOS, and it's not just because I love TOS that I love this episode. There's a lot about it that just says this was done with so much love and attention to detail, and it shows. The story is great. It's no real stretch of the imagination, except the instant into it. Oh, we time traveled because we have the orb of time. We don't know it's the orb of time yet. But look, there's the Enterprise. It's like the setup's not even much of a setup. It's just like it's so quick because they wanted to spend so much time in the past.
And they absolutely ignore the fact that it's an orb of time, not of space. So they weren't orbiting K7 on the way back to DS9.
Yeah.
So it also moved them very far across the quadrant as well, but they don't even mention that.
Look at the poll.
The poll. Vote now, guys. Vote now. Gosh. Yeah, I mean, this is... It would have been fun in any format of this era just to pitch this, because it's such a technical achievement. And I've done this as my first fan film, was actually the same thing. Put yourselves inside an episode of Stargate. Obviously, they have a real budget. But this is, quote unquote, breaking thing at the time. We had to do all the sets, had to film it a certain way. It would have been kind of fun if they'd done a TOS new episode, a la, like, used clips of them out of context on the bridge, having a conversation they stitched together, have them in a new episode, they could have done more with it. That also would have been kind of like a lost episode, if they're going to do something fresh and original, and maybe have, like, Nimoy, or, because they're all alive, right? They could all done new dialogue. But to go inside an episode that it's both a crutch, but also a blessing, it gives you deepening fun, and then seeing the crossover are pretty much flawless. I hope to someday see it in HD, because they can clean up the already very good matte lines, etc. And they have fun with it. Just makes Discovery and Strange New Worlds hard to stomach, because these people, they are seeing this era. They are not they're seeing it for what it is, and these people are, I mean, what do you?
Let's see. With 26 votes, S wins with 100%. That is, it never happens, especially with that many votes on a poll. So,
have you ever seen 100% poll, guys? We obviously have, because we're every time. Have you guys seen one? Because that is got to be sub 10 times in 3 years.
Maybe this one needs a big gold
15.
star on it.
Wow. and that's for all time travel stories as well. Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Damn. Okay, beautiful.
The second choice was Deep Space Nine, The Visitor.
Very different sort of time travel story, because it's non-linear time travel. It's very different.
Alternate future too.
Yeah, I did put one in for that, but I'll here's a more directly. One was sort of time travel. Oh wait, huh. Well, yeah, I'll use that for the second, because this is the time travel aspect that we know anyway.
I don't even remember this in the episode. I just remember it being all on Earth and his house. So anyway, yes. Cisco gets trapped in a weird kind of temporal thing. Jake spends his entire life looking for him, becomes an old man, gets visited by a lady who wants to talk to him about his work because he's written some amazing novels, and he tells her the story of his dad, and his dad shows up one last time. It's really heart-wrenching and kind of touching, but it's again, it's like it's Deep Space Nine's Inner Light. It's Deep Space Nine's City on the Edge of Forever. Fantastic, fantastic story, but not for me, not the best episode of Deep Space Nine. Um, but yeah, it's a really good story. It's really emotional, very well acted. Tony Todd does a great job as an older Jake, uh, and yeah, it's very moving at the end where his dad comes back and is like, "Don't waste your life. You shouldn't have wasted your life looking for me because in another reality. I'm just going to leave you and go to the celestial temple and never return, and leave your unborn brother." Yeah, it's let down by what comes later in the finale. Let's put it that way. But yeah, it is quite touching and heartwarming. But it's a really fantastic sci-fi story and premise. Yeah, that's all I got to say.
And it's very, very rare that you see, because Benjamin Sisko is almost entirely absent from the story, and so
Yeah.
his I mean, it'd be fun to see his version of the story, how many minutes he lives, because we're seeing pretty much exactly when
Yeah.
he's appearing. So although I would say, thinking back, I do not think that Tony Todd felt like the actor that plays Sherlock. I wouldn't. It feels like an entirely different person, but because 17-year-old Jake on a station versus 14 writer, like they're not that. You're not going to feel the same. So I would not. He's not really channeling Sherlock, whatever his name is.
Plus, he's had a hard life of not having his
Yeah.
dad, right?
Yeah, so he really is his own version of the character, kind of like how the TNG version of Alexander, the warrior guy, isn't channeling the kids. There's nothing about that carries through because he's so different. So he's very much his own thing, and kind of like his brother almost. But yeah, touching, wonderful, and See Alternate Future is always fun. But yeah, it's such a unique perspective of time travel because this is one of the many alternate timelines that does not happen. It's real sad. But yeah, certainly as you say, all of that to regain your dad for maybe 2 years, 3 years, what season it was, that was it. Which I guess is important, but And I guess showed that they won the Dominion War without him. Because obviously
well, yeah.
Because he's absent. I mean, not that Sisko plays the biggest part in the war personally, but once he's out of the timeline, like they obviously still win, so
Never really considered that aspect of it, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see. With 30 votes, S wins with 67%. Then A with 17, B with 13, C with 3.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. Fair, I think. Just the fact that it's a reversal of the normal style is also what gives it the extra oomph, right?
Yeah.
But he has also jumped in, as he is a fan of time travel, it appears, with 2 Voyager episodes. So he's playing the field and trying to...
Let's
get
that out of here.
Okay. Goodbye, Joe.
Go back to Super Chat for a second, then we'll go back to those.
Okay. Okay.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Sasagura 2000, €5. TOS assignment Earth. That is the Geary 7 episode, which was going to be basically a pilot for a Geary 7 type show. Doesn't really fit in Star Trek, really. Just use Star Trek as a jumping off point and establish it in the same universe, but honestly didn't. It would be interesting to see a time traveling agent or like a guardian of humanity that was raised on another planet. Like, it's a great premise. The Star Trek aspect of it's quite small in the grand scheme of things. Its focus is more on him and Roberta Lincoln and their mission and stuff.
Would have been a better like episode 9 of whatever season, not a closer. Is very much like the last episode of Enterprise. It's not the TOS story. It's obviously more them, but it's like it's not really their story. It's his story, kind of. which is
Yeah, and
clever in
it's
its own
also
way, but it's
it's also got a weird setup. Like we were sent back by Starfleet. Now that we know we can get sent back because they got like we were sent back in Starfleet to observe this, and I
that
just
easy.
ironically, it happens the same time that this shit's going on. It seems a little odd. It's a little bit contrived, but I mean, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't take much dialogue to say this, and this, or even, I mean, gosh, can you imagine if Prodigy, 50 years later, had a little techno-babble explanation of how Kirk did the Gary 7 thing, because the, whatever they're called, like, tweaked the timeline to allow the vortex to form. You could easily retcon it really easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it also feels like it's barely time travel and it's very literally time travel. It feels like a period piece with Star Trek in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And neither are fully served, but that's also why,
Yeah.
like it could slam down to the ground because it's too much of a jumping off point. The fact that it's neither particularly well means it's doing both half well, which, in fairness, for as radical a concept this is quite an achievement. It's just, probably could have done with like an opening scene of them being given the time travel mission, seeing a bit more,
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
all the reasons why I did it, but it doesn't feel very time traveling. It's definitionally what it is. It's very
Yeah.
odd, but it's trying to be, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to do a backdoor pilot and not have it feel out of place sometimes, and this one definitely does feel out of place, in my opinion. So,
And to my
yeah,
surprise, Derek says, even reading the plot on Wiki, I honestly don't recall this episode. It's so distinct.
it
Really?
is. They pick it up in Prodigy season 2 and tie into it. So,
Like it's the only episode that's this concept. Like it's a one episode, like I said, apart from the Project Takeover, but it's really unique.
all right. Well, let's see what you guys are saying. With 21 votes, Assignment Earth gets an A with 57%.
Yeah, I don't want to give it an S because I think it's not even close to everything in S. I would say so. I want to give people the choice of having the variety of opinion.
I would agree with you,
But still, I mean, that's still a
which is
very
a
strong showing.
rarity.
I think you're welcome.
Okay.
Oh, Derek, it may have been because I didn't like it and my brain blocked it out. That's fair. It's a lot of people for Discovery. Just the whole thing.
All right. Now we can get to the whole
Yes.
Voyager thing that you're so excited about.
Yeah. Time's up, Stuart. Time's up. Year of Hell. Iconic. Could it be the best two-parter in Trek for overall story?
No.
Okay. Because it's
I mean, maybe.
like, in terms
I'd
of
have to.
how far they went and the grit and the character work and the real and the CG and it's got a lot of stuff going for it.
You're true. That's true. It could have been they were pushing for a whole season of this, and it got made into a two-parter. So yeah, maybe.
Not this would have made sense, but imagine if there actually been a movie budget and they brought not necessarily Generations crew, but like film cameras in, the concept, and then you could break the sets down even more. Maybe even build some versions of build a version of the corridor on like a different soundstage from Voyager just to destroy it almost fully. Because you don't destroy the main corridor, so like properly like girders coming down, you can see a deck above like ruined, like that you want to see in your Star Trek, like just abomination destroyed sets. But they brave fuck up these sets. I mean, they commit real hard. I'd love to know how long it took to repaint. But yeah, amazing story. It's linear. It's time altering, and then it's time reset. So it's all three at the same time. Would have been nice if there was a consequence from this.
Yeah, exactly.
But also that means they could do full beans. To the point of escape pods gone and Doctor breaking his program because he lets some people die. Like, so interesting, super interesting.
Yeah, I don't have much else to say. I mean, it's Voyager, man. Like you said, it's a great two-part episode, but then it's ultimately just kind of there's no carryover on Voyager from major events, right? But this timeline was deleted, so it never happened. So, yeah. Anyway,
it's very creative and very good.
Yes. Um, with 25 votes, Europe gets an S with 80%.
Mm.
Second place was B with 12%, and then A with 8.
Pretty good.
Interesting results too.
And it's definitely time travel in a more loose sense.
Yes.
Because you could argue that they don't travel back in time. They just reset the timeline, so they're put back where they were.
Yeah.
But on a month later, but that would make sense now. Would make sense for a year. I don't know. I don't know. And the
And there's other
second one is a very confusing one in a good way.
Shattered.
Yes.
Hey, they look like the Elite Force get up. Yeah, so shattered is when the ship is fractured into different time periods, essentially. So yeah, this is a fun one because you get to literally walk around the ship and see different um aspects of their voyage. Different hairstyles show up. It's great. Yeah. I don't remember their little gear here though. Don't remember them wearing these.
Yeah, this one I'll watch just for fun because it's just so entertaining.
Yeah.
It's exactly my sort of story that I'd write when you've got all these props and costumes in storage. So you just got to get them out and you plan around which of our cast, because the whole point of the story is there's only one version of each character
Hmm.
that the shift has existed around them. So Seven, there's no good Seven, there's only Borg Seven, which makes it interesting. They have to pick which cast on what part of the ship, and then they can't move until they can. We've got to bring Seska back in her prime and all these various things, and you get to really have fun with it. Along with give Chakotay a goddamn episode because he's really solid in this, and he really does. You know, there's a lot to deal with here. Save the ship with just himself, and like 2 rooms of the ship that are actually his rooms. Everyone else has different rooms, and it's fun seeing a young Janeway. It's like season 2 Janeway.
Mm.
Yeah, and because again you know that things won't matter, but you still see their reactions to things.
Mm.
Seeing her apologize for
Yeah.
something, or lamenting someone's death from another episode, but you know the fact that Jamie almost picks to not do the caretaker, like it's really interesting. Sort of like look back.
This is the new game. You can choose to play whichever way you want.
Yeah, I mean this will be a fun episode when it happens in the game because I just have fun. Uh, yeah, really creative, and like what have we got in the toolbox we could just throw in, and
Yeah.
it's nice and logical. I like it.
Plus, we do see the future as well. We see a grown ass
Yes.
Wildman and each have.
And I guess that you could argue that's like the end game pre-future, because they're obviously in their uniform
Yeah.
still, so they haven't found Earth in the main context, and they're older. We know that it took them like 18 more years to get home, so that
Yeah.
great.
All right. Well, let's see what you guys are saying. With 26 votes,
Oh,
S wins with 50%.
okay, okay.
A at 35, and B and C are tied at 8. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see why A would be absolutely fair for this, but it's just such a well executed version of the concept. It's like Kess when she also travels through her timeline. Like it's not that's very clever. It's not quite as clever, but it's also very clever. So nice. Damn. And of course we can't affect what are being picked here or the score, so you are picking truly the truly. But we have Classic for real has jumped in and put his first one.
Okay, we'll get to that one. I was going to do the. Go for it. Yes. This first one is That's Real figures it's going to take a whole $5 USD PayPal to nominate the entirety of Picard Season 2.
Fair. I had a picture just ready for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, Picard Season 2, an interesting premise if it would have been 3 episodes.
Or half a season.
Formats.
You know, if you really want to like give
Yeah.
the yeah.
Confederation timeline, another Borg Queen. to stretch this out to 10 episodes, it got really boring in the middle. It got really nonsensical at times.
Remember the
Plus, we
ice
had,
plot?
yeah, and then we also got Duquesne, but not Duquesne, which should have been Duquesne. And it was a real misstep to not use the same actor who played Duquesne in Relativity. Uh, it's what the fuck were you thinking? To screw up Guinan, to have 10 forward be a thing? Like, what are you doing? Um, yeah. I need to go back and rewatch this to see if it's as bad as I remember, because I don't remember a lot of it, but it's just I remember it getting very thin and shitty near the middle of the season.
But the issue with that show is that you've got to rewatch the season for that.
I know, I know, I know,
And that's a
I know.
big commitment to your
Might be
sanity.
good. Might be good.
I mean, we watched it week on week, right?
And then there's the Q plot, which makes no sense. I'm dying, and then
Nah, JK, JK.
yeah. And his mom, tragic backstory for fucking Picard and his mother. Like, what? No, stop. Yeah, awful.
Yeah. And it's like they had a good idea, but couldn't realize it in the slightest.
Yep.
Just no ability to do so. You know, as I said before, had they, and there's their choice to put it here, had they just like Trials and Tribulations, had they linked directly into the DS9 episode in the Century District, they have to use Jadzia. So you bring back Terry, you darken her hair, a little bit of de-aging, not much, same costume. She would look very much, and people would accept she looks, very good. So you have literally Jadzia Dax playing, or Terry playing Jadzia as a lead character because season 2, 25 years later, not skipping a beat, and you could have voiceover for, whatever, for medical guy. And then you just do yeah, it's such a
Perfect. Let's see what you guys are saying. With 24 votes, F wins with 71%.
Is that it? I mean, what?
Second second place was C with 20%.
Really? I mean, it's so far below average that I'm shocked at C. And that's a whole season, right? And it would be interesting to see if you can compress it down to like 2 movies, Hobbit style, you know?
Oh, yeah, like I said at
Or
the
3
time, I
movies.
mean, yeah, you put this into like a 3-parter, maybe a 4 max. I think it would be fine. But they were just stretching for ideas, and it just
And dropped ideas and slowed down. Like, spent an entire episode at that party just to have a rundown of that.
oh yeah, there's a whole plot with his Renee Picard, who's like, I forgot about that. Like, there's so much.
And that flash, that car chase, that's crap. And they beam out at the end, and she shoots a. That's just dumb. All of it, all of it, all of it, all of it. And at the end, they run through a field while being shot at by perfect aim Borg drone people, and yet dodge all the fire.
Oh, there's so many problems with that whole thing. Yeah.
How embarrassing! And I think somebody voted C.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next up is Classic Frill again. Classic Frill also wants to nominate the entirety of Temporal Cold War, if not already nominated. Otherwise, just pick 2 from the chat.
Stuart, pick 2 from, I think, just the board, because there are 2 good ones there. Because we've got some really good ones up there. Temporal Cold War was a bit too broad and very thin a story. So, yeah.
I'm gonna pick 2 that probably won't get mentioned.
Yep. Good. Ooh. Yeah. What's that called?
Can't recall the name of the episode, but this is Zarabeth and Mr. Ataz, and the Spock gets trapped in the past on this alien world, and it's like a savage period. It's like thousands of years ago, and as a result, he kind of loses his logic. He becomes more feral, falls in love with this woman. Kirk and McCoy are trying to find him to save him because the planet that the library's on, the sun's going to go supernova, and they got to get out of there. So yeah, I mean, it's It's not my favorite episode. It's got some interesting ideas in it. The final visual of, well, it's in the remastered of the sun going supernova is really good. But yeah, I don't know if I'd buy the premise totally that because he's so far back in time, his ancestors hadn't yet developed the logic, therefore he loses it. Is That's kind of a shaky premise, if I'm honest. He gets a little emotional and he takes it out on McCoy, and it's some crazy shit that happens. I don't think anybody would really mention this one.
Well, I put up there as
Kirk also,
entirely a just in case
yeah,
kind of one.
yeah. Kirk also goes back in time to like witch hunt era, and that's a thing for. It's an all right episode of TOS, but it's not great.
I've always loved Mr. Atos and how he played it. Such a
Yeah,
good choice, and
Mr. A to Z.
and just an amazing cold open. They go, oh, the planet's about to blow up. There's no one there. One guy, lots of one guy, and they go into his bookshelves, are video files back to the past, and they're real, and they're just really really interesting premise. But yeah, as soon as you say they devolve, it's like, oh, that's the. I mean, I remember them saying it rewrites the DNA to fit in because of course
Yeah.
pathogens and such are reflect the area, so people are expected to live out their lives in the past. In which case, you need to have that makes sense. But yeah, but I mean, it was probably unintentional to live in this bygone era. You know, most aliens are probably living back just a bit in the past, so they don't have to all die in a fireball. So this is a side effect, right? But amazing concept, very sci-fi, right? It's a proper interesting sci-fi that's stretching it a bit. But yeah, T Spock fall in love, and it's interesting while being a little bit silly, but it's really interesting. Oh wow, surprised about the poll. Wow, okay.
I am too, actually.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
Yeah. With 25 votes, S wins with 48%. The next closest is A with 24%. And then C with 20.
Damn. TOS swing, right? Very nice.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't have put this at that because this episode kind of bores me a little bit.
Derek. Yes, I was.
I like the modern day stuff in this episode, but I don't. But a lot of the past stuff is just I don't give a shit that Spock has a romantic interest in this lady. Like,
Well, it's like you said before. If that was shorter, if it was more compressed, it'd play better. But it's dragged the wrong word, but isn't quite as pacey.
You've got an untitled notepad thing on the bottom of the
yes,
screen,
I do.
by the way.
You're welcome.
All right, so you get to pick the next one.
Then, beautiful, 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 beautiful. And I agree with you. One pill I'm going to pick, which there are many. You know, yeah, I'll do it because no one's gonna say this one because literally no one mentioned a Stranger Worlds character yesterday. Like not for a sec. I know, right? Which is just sad. So the I can't remember what it's called either. But the Lower Deck Stranger Worlds crossover.
Scientists.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. Not only is it crossing time, it's crossing like the animation barrier. Dun dun dun. No, it was fun to see Boimler and Mariner go back in time and good thing Pike was one of his heroes, I guess. And well, number one, especially. Yeah, this is a fun one. And we were wondering how they were going to do this, how they're going to pull it off. They did a fantastic job, in my opinion. And it was a fun episode to watch. I want to see a reversal where they end up going to. I mean, you could.
If only both shows weren't cancelled.
You could do season 4. You could have the Stranger Worlds crew go into an animated and bring back a few of the. I don't know. I'm sure they'd be willing to come back. The Lower Decks guys is what I'm saying. Yeah. But no, it's a fun episode. I absolutely love it. And I was wondering how they were going to do the bridging the animation barrier. All the shit you're doing on your screens is distracting me. Stop it.
I mean, it was me in the past, Joe. It wasn't even me. It was me in the past.
Oh, okay. Yeah, super well done. Interesting premise. And I think as far as time travel goes, yeah, I mean, he gets to meet Spock. Boimler kind of just geeks out a little bit, and it's kind of awesome. So, yeah.
Dan Ben, though, never seen the episode.
The fuck?
How? Like, it was a proper zeitgeist moment. You know, yeah, it's one of the, we said in season 2, or is it 3? No, it's 3. 3? 2. Whichever season.
Season 2.
They're big swings that season, and both really worked out, luckily. But no, it's great. They both zone in super well. Yes, I just like the uniforms. They ruined them, but you move past that. For the details they got right, they have a habit of doing Starfleet uniforms wrong, a la Wrath of Khan, whatever, the variant. But no, they're great. They miss a few tricks they could have gone extra with. Quite a few across the board, but for what we expect from these shows, it really nailed the vibe. That had there been shows at the time, I mean, this is as close to a Trials and Tribulations as we're going to get in the modern era, right? And it's close enough, you know. But it would have been nice if they'd done, as we said, have a 10-year Rutherford. Like, there's things they could have done. There's things they could have done to up it. And just like Intimate Darkly would not have worked as a one-parter, this should have been a two-parter to give them double the budget. That would have been great to actually have them do something to go on lower deck sets and then to actually create some lower deck sets in live action. Like, they definitely missed a trick by not really giving it the full money, because I don't know if they expected the reaction as strong as it was, which was fantastic. But yeah, hopefully they can reference it in some way in season 4 or 5 offhand, because not that they owe it to them, of course, but it would be nice to follow back on that and bring lower decks back as a little carryover. Yeah. It's great.
All right, well, let's see what you guys are saying with 29 votes. B wins with 48%.
Okay.
I would have put it higher myself, but as George J in the chat says, Stranger Worlds is an F and Lower Decks is an S, so it falls in between to me.
Damn.
All right, let's move to super chats for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Sesaguru 2000, €5. Probably doesn't count as time travel, but because it was all in Tuvok's head, but flashback. I would say that counts as time travel.
It's conceptual time travel, because Janeway is traveling in time, just not literally.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's not quite holodeck because she doesn't know the stuff yet. Yeah, not quite, but yet still.
And we get to see the, Sulu and the Excelsior and Kang, I believe, and as Katinga. Yeah, this is fun going back to the Monster Maroon era, seeing the sets brought back to life. I mean, the bridge of the Excelsior is really cool. Bringing George back as Sulu is fantastic. Seeing the Monster Maroons represented as they should be with the collar and stuff, not as the editor of step between, like with the Enterprise C, was fantastic. And to know that Tuvok's been in Starfleet for that long, and he was in Starfleet and then he left and then he came back, but still.
His ear surgery and rid of it.
Yeah, ear surgery, served on the beef for a week.
Yep.
And then had to.
Then Tuesday rolled around, he hopped off.
The following Tuesday to get the points fixed. Yeah.
I mean, what a weird role lifespan that he happened to get 2 different.
Oh, and don't forget TNG, where when they're doing a Baryon sweep, he tries to steal the Enterprise.
And a Klingon in DS9 as well.
Yeah.
I've always loved this episode for various reasons. I do think everything outside Excelsior drags so much in comparison. It's such a highlight to see the Voyager and the Monster Marine era together. Everything else, I mean, I don't need to see the fall every time. Like, I would have cut
times.
Yeah. At least make Sulu fall. George Takei, right? He'd love that. It'd be great. But no, it does make that only Nichelle didn't return formally, because Chekhov came back in Picard as a descendant, but him not but everyone else returned from the original. But no, the fact they put all the effort in, despite it being years later, to rehire almost every single bridge crew extra that was on Star Trek 6, despite half of them having not continued being extras. So if you match it, it's almost identical. And obviously Tim is so proud of that, and yet they forgot that Duquesne died, and it's like, not Duquesne, Valtane died. And it's like, well, you didn't even watch the film again, even though you obviously didn't. And I've always thought Bridge was identical, but actually isn't. It's actually a far more flawed replica, but you can't tell in torture. We can't attempt to
put it side by side.
Yeah, it's just the cheap version. It'd be kind of fun to have my guy rebuild this version, just the shittier version.
I would like to see them compared. We should do a video about that,
Yeah.
showing the differences.
But this is a love letter episode. And the mundane stuff as well as things sings, just seeing around the movie.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, this should have happened more, but it's okay.
All right. Let's see what you guys are saying. 26 votes. S wins with 62%. A
Okay.
at 23 and B at 12.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I mean, same logic. Had it been a two-parter, would have been lovely to have seen. I mean, all these things
It would
just
have been cool. It would have been cool to see Trials and Tribulations as a two-parter too, but that might have overstayed its welcome.
that's what I mean. That one I think works as a single. That's fully realized. This could, like for example, if actually they've been locked in his brain at the end of part one, like they're both brain dead, but they're not really, and now they're in a you know what I mean. You could have done it.
Yeah.
Always potential. Beautiful.
Folgar 50 I think Krona something. Thank you so much. Does Far Beyond the Stars count as time travel? Because S tier if it does. I would say so, yes.
So the
Yes
problem
and
is,
no.
I don't really want to include S for this because it's not really time travel. It's a delusion. It's like Inner Light's not time travel in any way, even though it is, but it isn't. So this isn't the concept of time travel. So it shouldn't be able to be given S because it's a great episode, but not because of the time travel. It's an alternate universe story, which is set in an alternate past
with all of his friends cast as other.
Yeah. So I mean, it'll get S if I include S, but I don't know if it should be an S time travel story because it isn't really a time travel story. Like Inner Light isn't a time travel story.
But the problem is, if you don't include S, and then somebody comes in like in an hour,
yeah,
says, "Why is that an A?"
Okay, I'll include it, but just keep in mind, guys, of all the time travel stories, how good is the story of Benji in a newspaper store episode?
But Sam, it's real. It's real. It's in here.
There's like almost no footage of Benjamin Sisko in this episode. Like he's not even thinking he's like he doesn't even live a moment.
You see his reflection in the window.
Yeah, but that's his own brain fiction, right?
Yeah,
they're each other's reflections. I mean, goddamn beautiful episode, but and as we said before, it could be any. It could be. I mean, it's an X-Files episode. It's a oh god, what's the one? The anthology one, or the
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it's that, right? It's just that, but with the DS9 cast. So yes, vote. But I would give this like a B at best. Because I think the Stranger Worlds is a much better time travel episode in every way. Like if Sisko had like shifted into Benji or Benny's brain and taken over, and then Sisko had to have racism against him, that would have been interesting. But he doesn't. Just saying.
It's brother Benny, not Benji.
Thank you.
Don't make me hit you.
Okay. Well, you can try. Might not succeed though.
A very well told story. It's awesome seeing everybody cast as, different characters. She's got a worm in her belly. Disgusting. Cool, but disgusting. Chewing on gum, right? Like, it's cool to see them play another character, especially Wei Yun and Gul Dukat being the cops, or like really interesting. And then his dad being the guy on the street corner trying to, I don't know. And it does get revisited a little bit later, like he's like writing on the walls of his sanitarium in an episode later. And Damar comes in as the doctor. So really well done. Again, yeah, it's like the Inner Light. It's one of those ones
it's the Inner Light again, right?
Yeah, it's a great science fiction premise. And again, acted so beautifully in this. The sets were fantastic. Like everything about it was great. Like they must have had a real fun time doing this. So,
although also remember it most for the outburst at the end, which is overacted so hard. But that's because he's just letting go. Yeah. Like I doubt he could do more than 2 takes of that. Right? That felt like that's gonna emotionally just take it out of you. Yeah.
So yeah.
But I know what people are gonna say, though. I don't think it counts. But
I know.
Be hard argued.
Yeah. All right. Well, with 27 votes, S wins with 85%. Like That's not even a
Nope.
question. I think you would have got hate mail if you had not given S as an option. So you're welcome for saving your ass. But
Yeah.
we need to get some other ones, guys. So make sure you're like hitting different tiers for us here.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone put in a D. Right? And it's not
Someone
our
put a D
opinions.
into what?
There are some fun things you could, but I think that slot,
Zip.
that zone there. Yeah, someone submitted a D that's like not the worst, not the best, not even medium good. Hmm.
Well, on that note, we're heading over to PayPal again. Classic for real.
Oh.
Who puts in 250 and says wants Classic for real wants TNG cause and effect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So a temporal loop situation going on,
Mm-hmm.
but more monster maroons. And you can't go wrong with a monster maroon on screen.
And even if we don't clarify time loops as time travel, they do time travel. So either way it counts. It does both.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a fun one again. I love that you see the same thing repeated over and over again to the point where people were calling their network saying, is there a problem with the show? Like, no, people, come on. Uh, it doesn't get repetitive. I mean, it does, but it doesn't.
You feel it, but you're not annoyed yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's enough difference going on that it's like, okay. And yeah, just to have the reveal of the ship come through with the monster maroons, and that needed a follow-up, that needed something at the end of the episode to have, like, Captain Bateson talking to Picard in the ready room or something. It
We say it
needed
every
something.
time they had to have that scene from
Yeah.
the book.
Yeah.
It really needed that.
But yeah, just seeing the monster maroon era show up and so like dedicated to it. Like there's so many people on set with the monster maroon. You could have just had a shot of the captain and close up, right? But no, they went and did all this. They made a bridge. It was great. So yeah, I got to give it a lot of props for that. And kind of terrifying to think that you're in a time loop for 17 days.
Yeah, they genuinely lose time. So all they're all younger than they should be.
Yeah, and a lot of people thought they were dead for 17 days.
Can you
Possibly.
imagine if your birthday was on that day, one of those days, like you genuinely skipped your birthday? Because it's like going to a different time zone. You're not living 5 a.m. if you go back, or if you're forward because you've just skipped it by being a plane. You're now suddenly at 9 p.m. We've skipped the time, right? So yeah, no, it's great. It's a very good time loop. This end bit is uber short, uber sweet, but the fact that they have to keep an interesting story. It's one of the hardest stories to tell as a time loop, and it's extremely well done. It's really an editing story, as odd as that sounds. It could be boring, but it isn't. But the fact that you're destroying the ship, it's really like a big old commitment, but it's a big swing and a big win.
I just want to jump in on Ozzy's latest super chat of $5. He says, parallels. Mr. Worf time travels in his marriage to Danny. He doesn't time travel. He is side slipping into different realities.
Yep.
It's not a time travel episode.
Not a second of that at all.
So I don't know if you want to pick another one, Ozzy. But with 27 votes, though, A wins with this one with 70%. I think it's fair. Because we don't need any more S's. It's getting full up there. And there are definitely more S's sitting in the wings. So.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Go back to PayPal for a second. Classic for real wants yesterday's clear favorite episode, Voyager Living Witness.
That was heavily talked about.
Which is not really time travel because
not a second of it, no.
It's from the future.
The audience time travels.
And reality hops into a fictional world of make believe. I don't know. Yes.
Yeah, this should not get like with the Benji 1, whatever. Like, this is not a strong time travel episode. It's a strong, real
Don't ever
alt
get
future. You know?
Yeah, don't give this an S option.
Oh, I'm
It's
going to, because people might have bit, because it's very.
There's no time travel in this at all.
There wasn't any other one either. I agree, but they'll be annoyed.
I'm saying don't give it an S. There's no way this would get an S. I'm just saying. Anyway, yeah, I mean, this is from the backup of the Doctor's program perspective, 700 years in the future. Yeah. And it's basically just him trying to protect his friends' reputations against these people that have everything just all wrong about what they think. That's really great.
Scapegoating.
Yeah. But there's fuck all time travel in it. You get some fictional stories about the Voyager crew in like a mirror universe setting. It's nothing time travel at all.
Yeah, like I said, it's the audience time travels because we're in the future of the main storyline.
Yes.
But just like with DS9, there is no time travel either. That's not real. Even though he says it's real. Like Living Witness, there's no time travel. It's not real.
Yeah.
It's a very good episode.
Yeah.
And
Minkin says a time jump. Yes, it's a time jump, but that's just for the audience, which is us.
And of course, let's be pedantic for a second. He was lost before Endgame, so his version of the future is the Endgame version of the future because she has to go back and change things. So he's not in our prime timeline. He's in the Endgame timeline, which Janeway changes. So he shouldn't exist in the timeline. I'm just saying, like, otherwise, all the things can't work. They're obviously ignoring that in new shows, but like, he's in the Endgame timeline. The only way that makes sense, unless he was lost after Endgame, but there's no after Endgame. That's called they're back to Earth. So technically, he's in an alternate timeline future.
Everything he said.
And more.
With some sugar on top.
And some maple syrup?
Yeah, sure. All right, with 17 votes, A wins with 71%.
That's yeah. I mean, it's definitely one of the best time travel adjacent.
Yes. Which makes me wonder, should we just do Ozzy's when we get to it, or parallels?
But there's not even
I know
time travel.
I know there's not. There's no even time jump. It's just dimension jumping. So yeah. Ozzy, pick a different one.
Yeah, it doesn't count, sorry.
And Ozzy says, but Worf does move through time in parallels. Absolutely, it does not.
No, we all move through time all the time. It's called going forwards 1 second at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, hold on. He does go back in time because he does return to when he started this episode.
Okay, sure, at the end. Yeah.
So in as much as it's a time loop with one loop, in a sense, if he redoes it, which we know is from another alternate timeline, because of course the first version we see is the true timeline, so he returns to another timeline that's close enough but not quite.
We'll count it. We'll get when we get there. Sure. What is next? Should I switch to Living Witness? All right. Classic for real is having a neuron activation, hearing Monster Maroon, and wants Strange New World's Errand of Mercy. I mean, a fantastic episode of Trek in general. Monster Maroon doesn't apply because this is not a Monster Maroon. But anyway,
but it's time travel.
It is. He comes back and talks to his younger self, and you can beat this. You got it. And to be fair, I need to rewatch this episode because I don't remember a lot of it. I just know it was really, really good at the time. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys decide. I don't have much to say about it. Sadly.
Well, yeah, it's another one of those. We know it's not going to count what ifs, which means they just have fun. But also they make odd, you know, they also make odd things like in Balance Terror, their Romulan Praetor had a flagship and a fleet like 4 hours from the mission. Well, no, of course they didn't. So it's not time travel, it's alternate universe travel, which is fine, but that's not how they present it exactly. Etc, etc. But again, Stranger Worlds, they do their own thing, right? So as close as they might want to be, they do things incorrectly, like the Monster Room, which just looks terrible in comparison. But hell of a joy to see. Is if you take the lens away, seeing this as a concept at the end of season 1 was so fun and so like wow, surreal, and seeing Quinpine, no, Spock man person called current Spock man. See him play Nimoy more was fun, and redo some shots, and it was almost movie length, which gave it even more fun because it was like they had all of the time in the world to commit to it, and it felt like it. There you go. Yeah, but it's really more of an alternate universe one with him time traveling, and he's also from alternate future as well. As in, they change it obviously because he's not from TOS. So, blah 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 blah.
Perfect. With 21 votes, D wins with 57%. So we fill in that D slot. So now we have something in every tier.
And there is more time travel than Mud episode because that's just the same day. This guy went back like 15 years.
Sure.
Interesting. Gosh, that is a slanted. Oh, and Stuart, look, everything from the new Treks exists in the sub A category. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're not playing a part, right? You guys are voting, so this is you guys having your fun, right?
And then Classic for Real throws in 250 and says Classic for Real wants a reroll for Beyond the Stars to make this a chat freebie then. So we get to pick one.
He does want to reroll Far Beyond the Stars?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, okay.
He says, and then make it a chat freebie then. Perfect. I don't know. We'll see what's not picked near the end and go from there. How's that? Because I don't want to pick one that's going to be. So we're going to move on to the last PayPal for now, and then we'll switch back to Super Chat. So we got Derek. It says, okay, 2 Meta episodes. Time Zero on TNG, brain-eating aliens. Where be the image for Time Zero?
Okay. There you all go. Time's arrow.
Oh. Time Zero. Part 1's better than Part 2. Love seeing Guinan in the past.
But everyone's so racist. Why isn't she mentioning it? Why isn't she complaining?
It's not Picard season 2 timeline. That's why.
Oh, that's nice. Much better.
Yeah, I mean, Part 2 is fun. You get the introduction of Jack London and as a bellboy and stuff like that. Part 2 is kind of just It could have been a much better episode. I don't know if it should have been a 2-parter. A lot of these other ones we've talked about that were 1-parters should have been 2-parters because you know what I mean? This one could have been 1 part, would have been fine. But Data losing his head, that's a pretty serious thing, finding his head in a cave. That's however old it was. Yeah, and Guinan showing up was fun. Jordy having the book upside down was hilarious as well. Anyway.
Well, we're famous for not loving this 2-parter.
Yeah, no.
I've watched the first part more, the second part probably twice all the way through when I was a kid. They've never appealed to me. They're too slow and drawn out, and the villains aren't very interesting to me. And the logic of Guinan knew Picard the whole time, she clearly didn't from the previous episodes because they retcon it, and Data's head, like that's now his head or something, so now Data's actually way older than he ever was, but never mentioned again. Honestly, my favourite meta part is that the housekeeper they bring back for all good things, despite not making a lick of sense. It's a descendant. I love that because she's so perfect in that. It's
Mm.
so but it's great. That's wonderful. But I suppose I do love the fact that Guinan isn't racist bound. They don't deal with it at all because yeah, she's a rich aristocrat who knows people.
Mhm.
You know, if you're rich enough, you know they respect that more than the race thing because clearly you've got wealth, etc., etc. So yeah, one of my least favorite time travel episodes. Strongly, maybe when we eventually get to it, we'll love it more. But it's definitely very low mid, and I would certainly rather watch the Discovery one because it's funner and shorter. I think it's probably a better two-parter, but I think I'd rather watch that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's odd because this has a clear win, but at the same time, half the people voting pretty much. So 14 votes.
Oh, is that it?
A wins with 86%, and B and C are tied at 7 each.
What? Come on, guys, get on your phones. Yesterday you were all voting, 100% of you. Can't make a good sample size with 14 because that means
Hmm.
I guess they don't care about time zero. And maybe all the D's just didn't vote because they don't care.
Perhaps.
Okay.
All right. And his next one is We'll Always Have Paris, rushed in writing and production, and a lame love story between Picard and an ex. Is that time travel?
I mean, I guess Data sees himself. Is that the one? No. Yes? Yes. I guess that sort of counts as a few seconds in the past. I guess they are time experiments, so I guess.
We didn't rate this one highly, I remember, but
Yeah,
sure.
missteps.
So all I remember from this episode is him in the holodeck meeting this chick, or not meeting this chick at the end. Um,
What's it called
Very
again, sorry?
much,
Oh, Always Have Paris.
yeah. Well, I said Paris. Um, yeah, sure. We'll let you guys decide this one because I do remember this scene being quite interesting, seeing all the datas, but I can't remember the story around that necessarily. My God, why can't I remember this?
It's not very good.
Yeah. Derek says, yeah, there isn't much in terms of the actual time travel, but there is time travel in it. That's fair. That's fair.
And we certainly do like underdogs, as in not being talked about episodes being talked about, so come on, YouTube.
YouTube, you can do
Nope,
it.
crashed.
Uh-oh. We'll get you a poll in a second, guys. In the meantime, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. We have 28 people here and 23 likes. Let's get those likes up to 30. Keep your suggestions coming. I mean, there's only so many episodes of time travel, isn't there?
We're missing loads of good ones, so
I know. Anywho's,
right, go,
it's
go,
about
go, jump.
it's about fixing a scientist's time experiments.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would hazard to guess that I would vote for Picard season 2 because it has actual time travel and more of it. I know it's radical to say.
No. Anywho's.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, hell, there's more time travel in this than Far Beyond the Stars, so
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, and a witness.
But this is way less memorable than Far Beyond the Stars. This is evident by my lack of knowledge of this episode. Anyway,
Picard, Riker, and Data see himself outside of Televift, then cut to those versions. Yeah, yeah, they got to use time nonsense to fix time nonsense. He's got to talk to, like in this scene, he's got to communicate with his future self, who he's also existing as almost, to do a thing because they can't move forward, but they can move. I mean, it's clever, just not.
not memorable, I guess. I don't know. At least for me.
And yet, we found one of Picard's earliest loves, and a French lady, and Paris. You'd think that'd be memorable, especially the name. The name is so memorable. Always have Paris, like that. They only want to mention Paris.
That's why that's all I remember about the episode.
Yes. Interesting.
Oh,
Well,
that's right. She's like in
vote.
love. She's in love with the doctor. This is
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Okay, it's starting to
Mm-hmm.
kind of come back to me now.
Yeah, one of his ex loves, which is at first is a good shout to give your character an ex love, etc., etc. And they reuse, or this is a reuse. That backdrop is then the backdrop in DS9 for outside the guy's office. I believe it's the same backdrop piece because the Starfleet headquarters at Eiffel Tower, and that's the backdrop.
Oh yeah.
We'll vote now. Remember, this is for of all the time travel stories in Star Trek. Is this episode better than the Strange Worlds crossover, the Harry Mudd episode Discovery, the Pike episode season 2 of Picard? How many votes do we even have?
Derek says, I tend to round out the rankings with worst episodes, but people keep voting them higher. Laughing face. And he also says, fun inconsistency. Data previously says he can't use contractions like can't or won't, but this one he says it's me. Yeah, that happens a few times in TNG.
Very infrequent, but
yeah. All right, with 17 votes, let's just finish this one. B wins with 41%. Then C with 29, D with 18. So you guys really like this. It's on par with those old scientists, apparently. What is wrong with you people?
yeah. You guys have spoken. As confusing as that may be.
Okay, so Sussy Guru 2005 euros non sequitur with Harry Kim featuring a recurring nightmare of mine having to take an exam and not remembering anything.
Now, this one also isn't really time travel per se because he's just moved to the exact same time in that timeline.
Okay, you're gonna have to refresh my memory on this one.
Okay, let me just write the poll first. What was it called again, sorry?
Non sequitur.
Okay. But, people are voting, so they can. Yeah, so this is quite a famous episode in that it's super unusual. It's the very, very first Back to Earth episode in the show. So, for a show about not being away from Earth, where Harry wakes up with his fiancée, Libby.
Oh, yeah.
And on Earth, so he gets the Earth properly. And he was in a shuttle, and then alien man, who's like a pasta chef, saves him, moves him to an alternate timeline to live where he doesn't go on Voyager, someone else does. And for whatever reason, also Paris didn't. And it's obviously Paris from pre-pilot. And he is like, the fuck? And he's, a well-liked lieutenant, I believe, at Starfleet, doing a new runabout program, blah, blah. But it's like, no, I should be on Voyager. He gives up what is a real universe, a real better life, you could argue, for his real life. And he says goodbye to Libby, and he uses mucky tricks with Paris to get onto a shuttle runabout.
Oh, this is the one where they literally say we need 15 seconds or whatever, and you time it, and it's exactly 15 seconds. I remember that. Yeah,
and they fly through Dyson Sphere doors because it's a reuse, and it's like, oh, that's not quite right. And they destroy the Yellowstone. But it's cool to see them in the runabout, which they never ever do again, of course. And it's a really good Harry episode because it's like he's a low-key guy in it, but it's a real moral question because there's no downsides to this. I guess you could argue he's taken that other Harry's existence, but that's not his fault. And Libby's lovely. Like, she's a really cute girl. They're going to get married. Yeah, it's a really solid piece of seeing Earth and then him choosing to go back to Voyager to try and help. Yeah, really solid episode. And just very early. Yeah. But I guess it's not time travel because it's the same day, just in a different timeline. I guess you could argue that he lives a time and then reverses back to when he started. So I guess you could argue in that sense it's time loop. But yes, but for the most part, it's not literally time travel.
Well, 18 votes. B wins with 67%.
Harry probably left the own timeline where he gets promoted. Oh.
Yeah. All right.
Interesting. Right, interesting.
Next up, we got Cessier 2005 euros. final episode of the Iconian War arc in STO Midnight.
All right, Stuart, tell me your thoughts on this.
Iconians suck. They're overrated and stupid, and I don't know if this is the picture I'm supposed to use, but I would assume
And they're coarse and they get everywhere.
They're coarse and rough and irritating, and they get everywhere.
That was the tone of voice you had. Is how it felt.
That's what I was going for. I never played this on STO. There's a lot of STO I haven't done, and I don't give a shit about the Iconians. So,
I mean, hell of a shout from the audience, because I would never have picked this. Like this, I was 0%. Just like, yeah, I have no idea what's going on. But I mean, hey, this is impressive. That's why I picked the shot. It's like this is telling a lot about what's happening. But yeah, no clue. And do they even count as episodes? How long is it? I have no idea. So yeah, vote now. This is a proper crapshoot when it comes to vote. So you guys have in all of the time travel episodes of Star Trek. What is this factor? Because I would say the one with Tasha Yar in the alternate universe or in the past when you go see her, that's actually quite a good Stowe episode I have played. Where Denise's first bring back to Stowe is quite a good episode.
Well, with 27 people here, go vote because we have 13 votes, but we also have 23 likes. So hit that like button. Let's get the likes to 30 and vote in the poll, guys. Did you play STO? To be fair, most people don't know what the fuck this is. So,
although I don't think you're going to vote high if you hadn't played it, so might have some strong Stowe representation. Can anybody summarize what happened for us? Prove you've seen it.
Ooh. Yeah.
Be more excited if they actually felt like Iconians and not just giant spindly alien creatures. But that's just me. I'm a curmudgeon when it comes to that.
No.
So are you?
No, I'm not. Never once been called a curmudgeon. Anyway, 17 votes. A wins with 59%. Second place was C with 22%. Damn. I guess if you played it and you were there, it might be.
We weren't there, man. We weren't there.
It's like Vietnam, this one.
Hey, Stowe, you got a shout out.
All right. Ozzy, $5. Parallels. Mr. Worf, time travels and right. That's right. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I guess at the end of the episode, yes, he does parallel. I just love this is a good alternate reality thing. So where does it fall in the rank of time travel episodes, though?
For his 1 day time back reset. That's it.
Yeah.
All it is. Goes back to that morning.
Yeah.
New
yeah.
universe.
So there's time travel, but yeah.
I mean, you could say arguably that yes, he learned about his alternate universe love for Deanna, and then used said knowledge that he lived in his own future to go back and start influencing the past to get with Deanna by the end of the season. It'd be so interesting though if they had a season 8, and therefore they would probably have explored that more. Like how far down that rabbit hole could they have gone and still have changed course back to Riker? And
how far down that Deanna hole could they have
gone? You know, because I doubt they would have ignored it, because that was like it's the first and last scenes of All Good Things.
I don't think they would have done it if they knew they had another season. They only did it because it was like an oddity. I don't think that would have been yeah, I think so. I really do. It was to show how much things have changed in the future. I don't know. I think it was a beat you over the head moment.
I mean, I guess if they knew All Good Things was coming and they knew that Deanna's death was going to be a wedge, you'd have to introduce them as love interest to have it make any sort of sense. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense. So I guess you could almost. It doesn't really work as a thing, but you need it for All Good Things to work the way it's framed. So I suppose that round.
Yeah. We're not judging the quality of the episodes, guys. We're judging how time travel-y they are.
Well, yeah, the quality of the time travel aspects to the plot of the story of the narrative, which is why, you
Well,
know, getting
people
strange.
seem to just be judging quality of episode by the looks of it. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, no, yeah, we're trying, but yes, you guys have the final say. Yes. What do you guys think?
Well, I hate to say about 19 votes. A wins with 68%. Yes, it's a fantastic episode and definitely has to be high ranking, but for time travel,
Yeah. Yeah.
so many other ones that are actual time travel episodes that haven't been mentioned.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Like I said, the Stranger Worlds episode is literally about time traveling.
yes.
That's the premise of the episode.
Sassy Gear 2000, €5. Stranger Worlds tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Where Leon Snogs alternate trick. Yes, yes. And Canada, Toronto, no less. Yeah, great episode. Yeah, this was a interesting one. Khan showing up. I don't know how I feel about that necessarily. Romulan involvement. Interesting. I love the end with what was the beginning with the temporal agent. Um, I love that that's a thing that they put into Stranger Worlds and hopefully will play a part. Like I'd love La'an to start working for them at some point. But yeah, I remember really liking this episode, but I'm trying to remember the minutia of it. They got a little con kid and they steal a car and hot dogs. The only reason I remember hot dogs is because of Ozzy.
Mm-hmm.
And he just commented, Kirk loves Canada hot dogs.
The peeps make their own in-jokes. Yeah, it was a proper time travel episode because she's going into the past. But as they say, timelines being messed around by things and bobs because Khan shouldn't be here, there, that age. It kind of registers it, but kind of doesn't. And it's their get out jail free, that things are messing up and therefore this is not prime, blah, 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 blah. But it's our first time we see Kirk in a meaningful way. It's alt Kirk, so we get to have fun with that. Spoilers, he did by the end. And La'an is forever affected by this, which is great. You know, it's a huge responsibility. Very TOS an episode. Them going back in time. Very well shot, very well paced, full commitment to the bit. And it's a pandemic episode, but they hide it beautifully well. Considering they're on location in Canada where everyone's masked. And you really can't tell. They did a beautiful job at hiding it because people were. You know, all behind the scenes leaked pictures like, yep, this is what everyone's wearing. No, it's great. It's a really strong time travel episode. Like, it's very TOS in keeping. It should get a really high mark. You know, and it's both alternate as well because they get to play that with his alternate timeline as well. Where I can't remember what the difference in Catalyst is, but it's where Earth is very limited and in scope and scale, but still have a Starfleet kind of, and yeah, good episode. Definitely better time travel than the Brent Spiner 1 second time travel. Definitely in the time loop Harry Mudd episode has a time travel. Definitely better, no question in my mind. Hopefully not yours either, right, Stuart? Right?
Right.
Right. Good.
But with 23 votes, C wins with 57%. A gets 33%.
Okay. Well, yeah,
I think this is on the new Trek train.
Yeah. Okay, who in the chat has actually seen the episode? Don't have to be that embarrassed, but who's actually not seen the episode? Because in fairness, yeah, if you haven't seen it, then
maybe you're gonna watch it tomorrow, or tomorrow, or tomorrow after that.
Yeah, but that fourth tomorrow you can't do it. That's last window.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, Gorgonzola, good to see you. Fashionably late, very nice. Right, where are we going next?
Nowhere, because there's nothing else. There's no super chats or PayPals.
Excellent.
which is concerning to me because there's so many better episodes.
Yeah. Hey, Rob Buckley, good to see you. Yep, so we now got a free zone to include your PayPal, Stuart. Why don't you throw one in the chat in the batch that you know we should include? I think I've still got a little bit of time left to include. There are plenty missing. Plenty.
How about the goat? Yesterday's goddamn Enterprise.
It was renamed after Stuart sent a signed petition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pardon the Monster Maroons in this, but other than that, this is a fantastic, if not one of the best episodes of Star Trek. It's up there for sure. So the Enterprise C, I don't know if you know, it got destroyed, but then it didn't because it came to the future, but not our future, not their future, another future, maybe our future, but not their future for sure. Yes, this episode's awesome, guys. Come on, there's so much to love about this. We get Tasha Yar back. It is alternate reality shit going on, and that's fine. There's also a huge time jump of like 80 years or something. Maybe not that much. I forget exactly. But yeah. I mean, if you're going to rank this anything less than an S, I don't know what your problem is.
Ouch.
And time travel is a big aspect of it, but also dimension jumping too. So it's not even really all time travel. It's kind of 50-50. Right?
Well, that's the thing. It's a time travel story for the Enterprise C and alternate universe story for the Enterprise D.
Not from their point of view.
Oh, no, but for the C's point of view, that's the important one. They're going into the future. The future is the future from then. There's no alternate about it. That's the universe that exists because they left. You know, so it's fun to see. As many things, you know, it's like if Janeway managed to find herself in the Endgame timeline, it would not be a world that happened, even though it happened. Yeah, fun to see an alt. But yeah, it's both. It's both. Both, absolutely. It has the Guinan powers revealed, and it does time travel alternate universe to Sealer, of course, underused super much. But yeah, fun perspective. It's nice to see people. You know, it's like is the Strange Worlds episode, is that a Boimler past traveling episode? Well, yes, because actually it starts in the Lower Decks universe, right? Or is it Stranger Worlds present with future people? Perspective's important.
With 23 votes, S wins with 65% for this one. So.
I did not give people a D vote or C vote because that'd have been silly. And not vote for B either, so I should have done. I mean, yeah, ANS was as it should be.
All right, next up we got Sessiger with 2,000. He throws in €5 and says Futures End.
Little talked about.
This is the jump back to 1996, and we got Henry Starling and a whole bunch of shit going on. This is where the Doctor gets his mobile emitter as well, I believe. Yeah.
Very important in that regard.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll let you speak about it first if that's cool.
Yeah, it's a very unique time we get to see in the 90s. This is canon to TOS, so it's there's other things happening in the world you don't explore related, but this is a unique thing. This is they sort of imply heavily this all kind of still happened in a way. So the tech, you know, the reason things happened is because Starling jumped tech, etc. But also it shows how, because you know it's a 20th century guy coming into the past, that's time travel, and they go back into double past. But it shows once again how time tech or future tech is important, because you know a guy doesn't know how to use it, is able to use a simple device to take control of Voyager because it's future tech. It shows how different, you know, a caveman with a machine gun can beat a 14th century soldier with musket, right? It doesn't matter, the tool's amazing. But it's fun. It never quite realizes its goal, but it's trying for a much more textual analysis of the past. It's gentle. It's interesting. Even though it starts with Voyager being almost destroyed, etc. It's an interesting one. It's more TOS like, I would say, in a lot of ways. just on a slightly grander scale, because they can go to locations, not sound stages. They can do, it.
This one has the weird Captain Braxton, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but still canon, just different face. Yeah, it has a lot of good bits, but still not the best episodes. But it's trying for a lot of stuff. It doesn't quite succeed, but it's still fun.
22 votes. S wins with 68%. A 32%.
I mean, there is double time travel in it, right? So it is more time travel than most of the time travels. Who says time travel? Damn.
You say time travel a lot. We should have been taking shots every time we said time travel.
Then he would be dead.
I mean, that's loser talk. All right. Next up, we've got Robert Buckley with $5. Thank you so much, Robert. And he says Temporal Mechanics 101, Star Trek Prodigy. Ooh, I believe that was a season 2 episode, if I recall correctly.
Finally, Prodigy gets included. Although, despite knowing the joke of the episode, I couldn't tell you what happened in the episode.
Yeah, this is where there's the pit that's
Is it? Or is it the one before that?
oh my god, I don't know.
I know.
We are bad Star Trek people.
Oh. Well, because we were forced to binge them all.
Temporal Mechanics. That's great. I love how people can see it on the live, but I can't see it here. I just got an exclamation.
No, they lost it.
Did they?
Mm-hmm. Super.
Okay.
Like episode 3, is it? Really early on. No, it must be 2 then.
I will do the poll while you're doing that.
Or no, it's 4. episode 4. So it's when they actually make the time travel. Yeah, it's when they are able to go into the Yes, they're in the part. No, they're in the future. Yeah, they're in the alternate timeline. Yeah, Gwen's in the alternate. No.
I haven't gone back and watched Prodigy since we watched it.
No, they're in the present because the Diviner's future is the future already. So this is the present. They don't travel in time; they travel in space because she's currently on Solomon of the present. Yeah, so no. Yeah, well, yes, no. But they do go through the whole. But no, the whole. I can't remember.
Perfect. So I also can't remember.
No. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes. They go into the future.
Okay.
Because that's after Solemn's destruction, but before they become dickish. It's after the chaos of stuff. Then they move again back into the past to see Voyager again with a bullshit time mechanics spinny thing.
But it's Prodigy. It's love, so
yeah.
Most people here probably haven't seen it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna supposed to call it there with 14 votes. C wins with 50%. Woohoo! S wins. Well, that's the second place with 21%.
It was great at the time.
It was, and I remember really liking everything in Prodigy.
But we were forced to binge it, and that was a real bad thing. Not that you guys would have watched it week by week, so probably better for us to burn through it because you guys didn't support it. Meh.
Yeah,
that's what I say to you all.
Meh.
What even is that from? I can't remember.
He pulled a Skeletor on you.
Yes, there you go. Thank you.
Robert Buckley, $5. Episode 3 or season 3, episode 2, E Squared Enterprise.
Who's our first Enterprise? Bloody hell, we're an hour 48 in our first Enterprise. Damn!
So they run into alternate future. Well, they're descendants on a cobbled, well, modified Enterprise. How did this happen, you ask?
Stuart, how'd it happen?
I don't know, something about this the expanse?
Yes, Stuart.
Delphic
Some do the
expanse?
expanse. Yes, they're flying towards the meeting with Degra, but they can't get there at warps. They have to go through a vortex, which is a known wormhole vortex thing. Unfortunately, they're attacked by some raider people, and the weapons fire of that causes damage to the NX-01's engines, I believe, which then causes, as they go through time, the vortex to go from just a space vortex to a time vortex, ending, I'm going to say, 70 years in the past. Oh fuck. And so they decide, well, we're damaged now, but now we've got a chance to undo what happened. So they very slowly try and get to Earth, but even though they have like 50 years to plan it, they fail to stop the probe or Degra, and then they meet up back with their current selves. Of course, all the people are dead except Topol, because it's been that long. And it's a souped up NX-01. And at the end, they decide to sacrifice themselves to undo their own timeline. Although there is a hint in a previous episode about another ship. Yeah, Degra's like, I've only a ship in the Expanse. No, because we've seen another one. So they don't actually erase their own existence, even though they do. So it's a sealer time loop where the effects of their back tracing isn't stopped. They're just killed. So it's a one go time loop and then stopped. But they're time remnants. It's good.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good episode.
Well, with 19 votes, S wins with 84%. Overwhelming. Second place is B with 11.
Yeah, it's creative. It's very Trek. It's very, very Trek.
In good summary of the episode. I applaud you, sir.
Well, I remember watching it at the time, but like, oh damn! Because we were like just getting to the weapon, and then they take a huge sidestep. But without this, they would have died. So it's yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm just making some room in S because we are running out of S room.
Thing is, Star Trek has a lot of amazing episodes that have time travel. That's part of why people like them so much, because they have a really good track record of things.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, come on.
But I will. Slides. Yes. But I'll put in the last super chat, and there'll be a PayPal as well. It's for what, 4 episodes later? Alien Nazis. We do the Nazis.
We do the Nazis.
Stormfront, parts 1 and 2.
Nazis are bad, okay.
Alien one's even worse.
Sure, yeah. Although their Messerschmitts are cool with the lasers.
Yeah.
Or whatever they had going on. This was right off the heels of saving Earth and everything's great, and then all of a sudden everything's not great, and I don't remember any of it.
Well,
I'm sorry, I'm overworking you, but I don't remember enough to talk about it.
Don't worry, you're my TOS boy for this stuff, so it's fine. Yeah, this is a funny one because the premise is spectacular. Basic bitch sci-fi, but yeah, aliens from the future went back in time, helped the Nazis, took over, bam, cool. Great. And all the stuff with the aliens is great, actually. Well cast, well acted. They obviously know they're from the future. And this is the final temporal Cold War faction that we see. So this is the end of the war. They kill these people. These are some of the biggest aggressors. So cool. Big moment, right? But for me, as cool as seeing Silik return, because he wasn't in season 3 for obvious reasons, I didn't need as much time with the character development of the Resistance, because I don't give a fuck. Why would I? They're people in alternate future in the past that'll never come back. I don't care about them at all. I don't need driving in. I mean, I guess the woods is kind of a nice change after the extra one hallways, but everything on Earth that isn't alien based is like D or C at best, with some A moments. The flight, the battle at the end in the atmosphere is so ambitious for TV. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, that is so much well done for them to achieve that, because that was like, ooh, wow. And to rebuild, well, Pierre rebuilt Manhattan, right? What a lad. But I just would have. It's such a good premise that was just like, I would have had it personally, if I could do it. I wouldn't have had World War. I would have had it be they returned back to like season 1 of Enterprise with the NX program, but now it's Starfleet, Nazi Starfleet. So Forrest is there, all the cast we know are there, but now not the Mirror Universe, but Nazi Universe, and so everyone's got swastikas on their, NX jumpsuits. It's like that version of the future. So they have had, so it's all sci-fi tech, because I don't need the World War tech. I really don't. As fun as it is in some ways, it's a lot of wasted time in my opinion, and a really weak off the end of the Xindi episodes, because those last 3 are superb. And I watch this be like, oh. Okay. Kind of thing.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'd give this one a C at best, because it lets itself down in way more ways than it is good.
18 votes. S tier wins with 78%, with a tie for second place of A and B.
Okay.
I know, right?
Wow. Can you explain why it's one of the best sides? Because that's what you're saying. You're saying it's
Nazis.
Can you explain why? Because it's. I mean, not I would give most of what's an SNS for various definitional reasons, but like, it makes Trials and Tribulations look a lot worse in comparison. You know, you put those two together, it's like, damn. You know, for me, you've muddied the water so far with that. Can you explain why? Because it's like so far below my opinion, but that's my opinion. And there's 2 in the PayPal, Stuart.
I know.
More
Joe Brown.
Voyager.
These will probably be the last ones, because
Mm-hmm.
gonna have a hard out at 6-ish. Joe Brown, $5. Endgame Voyager. I mean, how can you not love Endgame?
Yeah.
Jaded Janeway,
Mm-hmm.
gets time tech from a Klingon to go back in time and fix her mistakes, essentially, and get them home way quicker, and it actually succeeds. So she destroys an entire timeline.
Well, depending on which version of the universe you go for, but yes,
she trims that branch.
Oh,
I mean, it might carry on in its own form. Who knows?
yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Fantastic. Like, the stakes are phenomenal in this one. The acting from the older Janeway. I don't like her uniform, first of all, but dealing with the Borg, and just that reveal of a Borg transwarp conduit coming out at Earth, Sector 001.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then there's just a fleet there going, oh shit, the Borg are coming, and then out comes Voyager. I mean, it needed more of an ending. The ending, I mean, we got more of the ending at the very beginning.
I was gonna say that's the ending is the beginning, yeah.
With the fireworks and Voyager flying around the bridge. And then the end of this is like, we're home, yay, done. It's like, no, what? It need another episode at least, as like a
or a movie that they vaguely had plans to do in a vague sense.
Yeah. No, fantastic. Great series finale. Very well done and very ambitious, I think.
Well, they want an Emmy. You know, they want a CGI Emmy. Because it feels like a movie on a TV budget, because it kind of is. You know, they go absolutely out their way. I mean, the cloning effects are flawless. I mean, there's 2 Janeways through half the episode, and there's flawless, right? Like, that's not a quick thing to change makeup and hair and all that stuff. Like, that's fantastic. Yeah, the pacing's great, although weird, because of course spend the first third in an alternate future. But Barclay, of course, Reg back. You always forget that. He's back, which is another bit of canon at the end as well. You get Prometheus and all their CGI assets at the end, because we've got them. The end of the Borg was not really, at least enough to cause supreme damage, which feels earned. Because yeah, of course, future tech could do bad things, especially as they've designatedly built stuff to kill the Borg. Michael Forrest for Enterprise's last Voyager role before he jumps on as Forrest the next year. So he gets to end Voyager and start Enterprise. as I can't remember his name, but it's yeah, really good two-parter, and it wouldn't have been that different had it been a movie, actual movie budget, but it would have been really nice to see this in full HD and anamorphic, and same director, same whatever, just a bit more money would have been, how much sleeker they could have made it. Yeah, this is one of the best ones because it's, unusual with killer timeline, but it's yeah, pretty special.
And you guys with 18 votes, S wins with 78%.
Nice. That one I agree with. It's far
Next
better than the Enterprise one.
Is Timeless.
Which is only time travel in as much as Kim sends a signal back to the past.
Yes.
That's the. I mean, as a living witness, he also uses a thing from the future, but there's only one bit of time travel, and it's right at the end. And also technically it's 3 times, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, so you guys vote on this, but seeing this is just a spectacle, watching Voyager crash, and having future Chakotay and Kim go back in time, and dealing with having lost the ship under his watch, essentially his mistake. I think it's really well done, and I enjoy it immensely. But you're right, it is just sending a signal at the end back through time as the ship explodes, mind you.
Yeah,
Damn.
Especially as
all or nothing.
Especially as, I mean, obviously this is his favorite episode for a reason, right? This Harry Kim sacrifices his life with no knowledge of if it truly is going to work to allow a version of him to live. None of them, and Chakotay in the exact same way. He sacrifices his marriage, or he loves his lady. They're fully committed. He's never going to find her otherwise, and obviously he doesn't. Prodigy. Fucking bring it back in Prodigy, you dicks. Yeah. I mean, it's minimal time travel, but it's really hard hitting, and it is special to see 2 different timelines connected by a string, and for one timeline to know that you didn't change a different timeline because of a signal between 2 timelines, not like the green light going on, right? That's enough to know. Yeah. But I mean, it's also exactly Endgame, right? Same premise. A future version does something in the past to change this thing, except it was all their deaths, which is, more dramatic.
Well, with 16 votes, S wins with 62%. A comes in second with 25%. So, all right.
Damn.
This has been fun, guys, but time is of the essence for me, unfortunately, today.
Is it the fire which you burn?
Hopefully not.
Okay, good.
Or the snowbank in which I crash. I don't know.
Oh, dude. Woof.
Robert Buckley said $2 Janeway should have been the captain of the E. There you go. Don't know why he said that, but anyway. On that weird note.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys later. Sorry, Sesiguru, you're out. Chakotay's future girlfriend is secretly breaking up with him by helping him change the past. Yeah, maybe.
It's not you, it's me. Now let's undo all of our relationship by killing ourselves. Yeah, not really. Yeah. All right, guys. Appreciate you all. Have a good one. We'll see you soon. Thanks for all the support, as always. You did Kirk solo, but, you know the normal start time.
Yeah. Yes. And Minkin said, are we doing City Edge of Tomorrow? Nobody put in for it. And it's City on Edge of Forever, just for the record. But anyway.
So until then, he's Captain Foley.
He's Captain. I mean, he's Captain. He's Captain Cockings.
Hey, this timeline won't exist tomorrow. That sucks. Okay, great. Now you know it's not real time.